Hi guys, this is Kimmy Yanks and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today it's a new setting. Welcome to the Radisson Blu in Hasselt, and this is Friday morning. It's about 9:15 in the morning, and I'm just about to leave for the circuit. In fact, I'll actually be going to the Radisson Blu Palace Hotel in Spa before heading out to the circuit, because I need to pick up my race passes from Ferrari's Team Hotel. And yes, this is the start of the Friday vlog series, so hopefully I should be able to cover as much as I can and show you guys behind the scenes tours, and I hope you guys enjoy the content that you'll see from this weekend. This is the second race that I'm at in 2022, so here goes nothing. As we wait for the shuttle to come down, I just wanted to show you guys how the Paddock Club parking looks. It's a huge thing, and here we've got an Alpine team van going around, and you can see it's quite a long parking there, quite big in terms of parking space. Everything is expansive in Spa because of the location of the track in the middle of nowhere in the Ardennes. And we actually even have a McLaren standing there. Looks quite classy. So yes, waiting for the shuttle to come in, and just trying to think if there's anything else that I can add to this segment. Okay, we have a Ferrari going through. That's Carlos Sainz coming into the circuit with Rupert. Rupert is his performance coach, the P1 coach, that's what he calls himself on Instagram, and that was Carlos Sainz coming in. We still have free practice one a couple of hours away, so I actually was down at the Radisson Blu Royal Palace in Spa, which is the place where I had to go to pick up my race passes, and that is where Ferrari and McLaren were currently staying. So yes, if you are not too keen on waiting for the shuttle, then you can actually walk down as well into the Paddock Club area, which if I want I can actually do now, but still debating whether I should or not. I think let's just walk down. That'll be much better. Okay, so now that I've decided to walk down rather than wait for the Paddock Club shuttle, let me just show you guys how the gradient changes that this circuit has. I mean, it's incredible. So we'll actually be going down from under La Source. That's the bridge, and that is the entrance to the Paddock Club. So that's where we enter. The Paddock Club is running across level 2 there, level 1 and level 2. So you can see the pit lane quite easily. This is the gold grandstand, and now we'll be hitting a hairpin of our own. And this is our mini version of La Source. Walking back down and under the bridge, and then ending up where you see the Paddock Club truck tours, trucks standing. So the shuttles take a different route. Like I said, they go via the support race paddock areas, so it's a different route altogether. But now, as you can see, this is another security guard who is obviously scanning the passes and saying who's allowed and who isn't. Thank you. And yes, it's quite a interesting way to get into the Paddock Club area, and you can see the Paddock Club parking there as well. And here, going under the tunnel into the Paddock Club area. as we continue walking. Before you know it, you'll be up and away into the Paddock Club and going up the stairs. Well, Net Zero 2030 is Formula One's commitment towards making Formula One a zero carbon emission sport, if it stays a sport up until then. But yes, this is the entrance into the Paddock Club, and we actually have pole stars all around to ferry us to and fro from the parking area, which is brilliant. In 2019, I did have the opportunity of being a guest of Alfa Romeo in the motorhome in the paddock and not the Paddock Club. So I used to enter and exit through these gates here. And this is actually the pit exit. So the Formula 1 cars actually turn around La Source and then they rejoin the racetrack from here. So this is a very good vantage point to take some pictures. And yes, now that we are into the Paddock Club area, I will entering the Paddock Club. I will speak to you guys later and show you some more snippets and shoot some more videos from the Friday at the Belgian Grand Prix. So welcome to the Ferrari F1 suite, much bigger suite than what we saw in Budapest, and that is our seating area, and we've got this really interesting view of the bus stop chicane, which is the last turn, and the time right now is almost midday, 11:45 to be precise, and we actually have the Formula 2 practice session going on, and you can see one of the cars making its way down the main straight. It's nice to have Tatiana Calderon back in Charouz, so welcome back to her. I think all racing series should have some representation by women, and it's really nice to see Tatiana Calderon come back into Formula 2. Wishing her all the best for the weekend, and yes, here we are overlooking the pit lane, the entry to the pit lane as well as the pit lane itself. There is a little bit of nip in the air. There was a slight drizzle that started some time back, but now it stopped and the track seems to have dried up, but of course the track conditions will be quite cold. Coming back to the suite, well, this is how it looks, and we'll actually have drivers coming down further that side. So here we'll actually have the personnel with Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, Mattia Binotto coming down for their interviews. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very busy paddock from what it looks like. So many guests all around. And let me very quickly show you guys which side is the paddock area itself. Something that I'll talk about later in the weekend actually. And that is how the paddock looks. It's a two-step paddock, like I told you guys earlier, and more on that later in the weekend. Hopefully I should be able to get down there, and you can see Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Actually, you can see Raidillon there, not Eau Rouge, because Eau Rouge is further down, and that area there is actually the earlier pit lane, the older pit lane, and that's where the support race paddock is. You can see the Formula 2 cars there, and yes, more on this later. Hi guys, sorry to be talking in the middle of the F3 qualifying session, but we just got done with the FP1 in Formula 1 and it started raining. You can still see the track being quite wet. It's not really drying up as quickly as Formula 3 cars would hope, but this is the practice session, this is the qualifying session, and I just wanted to show you guys how the view looks with the checkered flag line right there. So that's the checkered flag line, and that's the podium. That's the podium, and we've got the Parc Fermé further down there. The Rolex. The Rolex painted slot is the Parc Fermé, and that is the podium. So that is how the view is. It's a very good vantage point that Ferrari has given me for today. A big thank you to the hosts. And this is all the Formula 3 equipment that you can see down here with the teams working hard. And you can see the teams waiting out for their drivers again to come and have a change of tires whenever they need it. Anyways, guys, sorry for this segment. It's pretty loud, but I really wanted to cover this, and I will show you guys some more stuff, this time from the second pit lane walk of the day on Friday. So watch this space. So guys, this is a very interesting place to be, because here I am in the support race paddock, and these are the F3 cars that just came in from the qualifying session. And this is what I love about Spa, because if you're in the Paddock Club, you actually get quite an easy access into the support race paddock. And you can see all the trucks lined up here of Univirtuosi and Prema, as well as Van Amersfoort, as well as Charouz, Trident, Dams, ART, all these guys, Campos. So these are all the teams that ply their trade in Formula 2 and Formula 3. And it's always nice to bump into drivers who are coming up into the ranks, through the ranks from the feeder series into the world of Formula 1. So here we have all these trucks lined up, and like I said, that was the F3 cars lined up, and here we actually have the support race paddock, and you get to see a lot of the F2 stuff here. It's always nice to walk through this area, and I'm actually hoping and praying that I get to meet Mr. McDowan, because I have a couple of prints that I want him to sign. This on the left is actually the F2, F3 and F2 dining areas for the drivers. So the drivers actually come here for having their meals, and it's a very open space and very well connected space to the main Paddock Club. Sorry guys, I had to cut short the video there because I bumped into one Manuel Correa, who is one of the F3 racers, and what an amazing champ he is, to have come through after what had been a very trying time for him ever since that accident with involving Antoine, whom we sadly lost in 2019. And yes, it's always nice to see them come back and continue racing. So yes, this is all the F3 paddock that you can see. Genza, and of course the garages are all empty because the cars are with the FIA under Parc Fermé conditions for their checks, regulation checks, so on and so forth. So yes, this is a very nice view of the F3 paddock, and as we make our way back, let's just see who else we can find along the way. And yeah, it will be a nice experience. I actually regret not having my glares, because even though it isn't sunny or bright, always helps in keeping the eyes a bit cool. Something like Kimi would do during the night as well, wear his beloved glares during interviews too, and just straightforwardly reply that no, I'm not going to remove my glares while I'm doing an interview. So yes, as we walk through the F2 paddock, there is F3 paddock, apologies. There's quite a lot to see. and we've got Robert Schwartzman there, so I'll be back again. I'm actually meeting more of the feeder series drivers than the drivers in Formula 1 themselves, but in due time. So that was the Formula 3 paddock there, and this side we've got the Formula 2 paddock. So now we'll actually make our way back to the Paddock Club entrance, and there again on the far side you can see Radeon. Sorry. And as we make our way back, I'm trying to keep an eye out to see if I can spot any more drivers or come across any of the Univirtuosi boys. And I'm really hoping that Formula 1 does not take this circuit off the calendar. There's so much history to the circuit, and of course Kimi Raikkonen was the king of Spa, still remains the king of Spa even though he has retired, and you truly get a vibe of racing here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, something that you would normally never get. And yes, I don't want to do too much of talking here because I just want you guys to take in the sights and sounds, or the sights and silence of the support race paddock. Well, on the left hand side, the road that goes up, that's one important thing I wanted to tell you guys. So on the left hand side, the road that goes up actually goes into the entrance of the F1 paddock. So that's one entrance of the F1 paddock on this side, and then you've got one on the other side from where we actually enter the Paddock Club building. So those are the garages for the Formula 2 cars, and you can hear them firing up. There's still some time though for Formula 2 to begin, because we actually are about 20 minutes away from Formula 1 free practice 2. Unfortunately, due to the lengthening of the F3 qualifying session, due to the situation they had with the F3 thing, the Paddock Club pit lane walk had to be truncated, and I was not able to enter the pit lane. But then I decided to do the next best thing and walk you guys through the support race paddock. Of course, I'm nowhere close to the level of expertise that the F1 Paddock Club hosts have, but this was my humble attempt of showing you guys how the support race paddock looks. And while we do that, we actually have the F1 paddock there as well, one level above us, and as we make our way up, we will be passing by a lot of motorhomes, a place where I spent my entire race weekend back in 2019 as a guest of the Alfa Romeo racing team during the good old days of Kimi Raikkonen. So yes, now as we walk back, you can see this is actually the route that the Paddock Club shuttle takes to bring the guests from the parking area, and there are still some guests making their way down. Always a nice sight to behold, and yeah, I mean, the cardio continues like it always does at the European circuits. But now you can actually have a better view of the paddock and the Paddock Club itself, which overlooks the paddock. So you can see all these hospitality units which will be dismantled as soon as the checkered flag is waved in some cases probably even sooner than that, and then shipped off across to Zandvoort, the next race on the calendar. It used to be Monza earlier, a back-to-back race, but now it's Zandvoort, so it isn't too much of a travel now, because Monza was further away than Zandvoort is. So the teams will have to dismantle, pack it all up, and then go away to one of the most popular and one of the most largest attended races on the calendar. So this was a quick walkthrough of the support race paddock. I've been trying to spice things up, mix things up a bit, just to ensure that there is not too much of mediocrity or a monotony to my content. So yes, this was it, and now here we are, almost back to the Paddock Club entrance, and now it's also time for free practice 2 in Formula 1. So guys, here we are back again, and this is the start of free practice 2. In fact, free practice 2 has already begun. I think we're about just over 4 minutes into free practice 2, and you can see the track is now almost bone dry, not bone dry but almost dry, but in many sectors it is actually. And you can see the Williams going across. That was Williams of Alex Albon, and then that's the McLaren making its way down the straight. Daniel Ricciardo. It's quite difficult sometimes to spot Daniel and Lando because of the similarity in colors of the helmets. But anyways, so yes, this is the start of FP2, and back to clicking some pics. Guys, we have come to the end of the activities for the day. Well, not really, because we still have F2 qualifying left, and considering the state of the track, the way it is right now, I really think that we might be having a very mixed up grid for the F2 feature race on Sunday, but also for the F2 sprint race. It's going to be interesting tomorrow, because similar weather conditions are predicted. And you guys can see the F2 cars making their way into the pit lane from the support race paddock, which I had shown you guys earlier. And you can see Dennis Hauger with the number 1 on that Prema. And then you have one of the Univirtuosi guys. You've got, let's see who else I can spot. I think that is not Dragovic. Still learning the names, if I can put it that way. You got one of the high-tech guys. Waiting to see where Jehan Daruwala and Jack Doohan. Oh, there is Jack Doohan. Here he comes. Hi Jack, all the best. And that's Roy Nissani there. And we have Jehan Daruwala there as well. So nice to see the two big boys from Australia and India strutting their stuff in the Formula 2 circuit. Okay, I think this looks like a wet session, because okay, he's checking one of the, or probably not. Oh, they're all switching back to the dry tires, which is going to be an interesting decision, because this is the beautiful thing about Spa. If you look further back there, everything is so hazy, and that's how Spa is always. It's all about fog and changeable weather, inclement weather. So many parts of the track might be bone dry, and then some of the sectors will be totally, some of the sections will be totally drenched. So you never really know what exactly is the best tire for changeable weather conditions, but then you have to trust your driver to make the right choice, and then you just go ahead with it. So yes, this is the this will be the start of the F2 qualifying. Talking about the paddock itself, the Paddock Club itself, most of the Paddock Club is now empty, as you guys can see, and even the Red Bull hospitality is relatively empty now, but some of the more passionate, or how do I say it, the guys who want to see as much as they can are staying back, and I am definitely one of them. So yes, it's going to be an interesting qualifying session. Let's see how the drivers fare. So guys, this was the Friday experience from the 2022 Belgian Grand Prix weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Well, we have a much bigger Ferrari F1 Club here because of the many guests that Ferrari is expecting over the weekend, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle. Of course, the rain really played spoil sport, and I mean, not spoiled sport, but it was, that kind of an irritating downpour that just keeps chugging down. It's not like, too heavy or too light rain. I mean, it's not too heavy, but just was, just lingering on the whole day. And yeah, I mean, I hope I'm able to give you more content on the Saturday, which is tomorrow. Once again, I've got a very long day ahead, and I'll need to crash ASAP so that I'm ready for the Saturday running. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh, before I sign off, a big thank you to Spa Grand Prix, because I've actually won the selfie contest, and I've been asked to come down and collect my prize tomorrow at 5:15. So let's see how things pan out there, and if I go down and if I do get the chance, then most definitely I will try and give you guys a quick sneak peek into the fan zone, which is a humongous place in Spa-Francorchamps. I'm going to leave my links in the description below of my other social media handles. So if you want to connect with me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, or read my blog, then yes, you can visit any of those links, and it'll be nice to connect on domains, in domains outside of YouTube. So yeah, do let me know. Take care guys, stay safe, and have a wonderful weekend, all of you.